What's going on, guys, and welcome to Yota Xpedition. We have the 6th Gen 4Runner in the shop, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of an upgrade on our skid plates. The factory skid plates on this thing are plastic, so if you're actually looking to hit the trails, they're not going to do a whole lot of protecting. So today we have some OEM ones here. These are the Trailhunter skid plates. We have the front one, which is going to be covering the engine and transmission. We got the transfer case and also the rear differential. These are going to be pretty simple to install, and these are all available on YotaXpedition.com. But let's go ahead and get into the install. Got the 4Runner up in the air. Here we have that plastic skid plate, which isn't going to do too much for you when it comes to protecting the bottom of your 4Runner. So we're going to remove it. We got 4 12mm bolts. Let's go ahead and zip these off real quick. Same deal here with this skid plate. We have 4 12mm bolts holding this on. This is a 2-piece skid plate. The one we're going to be putting on is a 1-piece. All right, so we got both of those off. We have the new one here, which is the Trailhunter one. This is a stamped steel and painted or powder coated in a silver color. It's gonna be held on with 6 bolts. We're just gonna be reusing the factory ones that we took out. It's got a jack point here, and then as you can see, 2 of the holes have a bigger hole here, so we can get 2 of the bolts started up there, and we can get this hung into position and make it a little bit easier to put onto the 4Runner. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the front of the 4Runner. You have a bolt right here on the passenger side, and then back here on the driver's side. Those 2 bolts we're gonna put in first, and they're gonna hold up the skid plate so we can get the rest of the bolts started. So now we'll go ahead and lift this into position. Get that bolt in there, get that bolt in there, and now it's not going to go anywhere. So with this up in place, we'll go ahead now and get the rest of our bolts started. Moving back to the transmission cross member, we're going to have this hole right here. This is on the passenger side, and we have this bolt here that is on the driver's side. We're going to get 2 of the bolts started in there. These are the bolts that are included with the rear skid plate. Go ahead and get those started, and we can get the second one hung in place. So here we have the second skid plate, which is going to be covering the transmission. As you can see up here at the top, there are 2 hooks, and that is going to be going in 2 of the holes up here on the cross member. And then back here we have, again, those 2 bigger holes with the slot, so we can slide those onto those 2 bolts that we got started to help us hold it in place, along with those hooks in the front, and then we can get everything started and bolted down. So right here, you can see that hole in the cross member. That's where that hook's gonna be going, along with the big hole right there on the driver's side. So once we get that hooked in, we can get the other 2 bolts started. Also, as you can see, I don't have the front skid plate bolted down. I have it just started, and that gives me enough room to get in here with the other skid plate and get it hooked in place. So we're gonna take the second skid plate, we're gonna put it on top of the first one. We're gonna get that hooked in to those holes, like so. And then we can lift up the rear and get those lined up. So now we can get the front lined up with those threaded holes. We'll get the other 2 bolts started, and then we can go back and start tightening everything down. Now, if you want to torque these down, 27 foot-pounds is what Toyota says. right, we got both front skid plates installed. Now we're to the rear differential. There's a little bit more going on here. We do have a couple of rubber insulators that go around the rear axle, and then this one is gonna have to get mounted inside. So this makes contact with the rear diff. So we'll go ahead and do this first. We'll get this prepped, and then we can get these installed on the rear axle, and then lift this up in place and get it bolted in. So as you can see, I have this laying here on the rear diff skid plate. It's gonna be lining up like so. And then in the kit, you're gonna get these threaded inserts. These are gonna get slid on like this. So push that on there and get it to line up so that the bolt can go through and into the threaded section. So we're gonna have 3 of these to install. So with those 3 threaded inserts in place, we'll drop that in. And now from the other side, we'll install 3 bolts that are provided, and we'll get that tightened down. All right, so with that bolted onto the skid plate itself, now we can get the insulators and brackets on the rear diff or on the axle. So if you look at the top of this, it is angled. Both sides are gonna be angled. So you wanna make sure to line it up with how the angle of the rear axle goes. So let's go ahead and get these in place. So here on the driver's side, you can see that it's angled like this. So we wanna match that up with this so that the angle is like that. We're gonna put the cut section on the bottom. So let's go ahead and get that in place. Just like so. So that's gonna be going in between your spring and this mounting bracket. Same deal here on the other side. Match up the angle. We got a sway bar here in my way. There we go. Same deal here with the bracket now. Line it up with the same angle as the axle and the rubber that you just put on. Put it around that brake line. You might have to unbolt this just to make it a little bit easier, but we'll see. There we go. Sway bar is in our way. So the sway bar on the back side or on the front side of the rear axle is getting in our way. So we are gonna unbolt this. And that should give us a little bit more room here. We're gonna have to put this side in first, tuck it underneath that sway bar, and then put it on. So try again, tucking it underneath the sway bar. And then pulling this over and pulling it down. Is going to be a tight fit. All right, we're starting to get it to come down. As you can see, that brake line is in the way. That's why we unbolted it. Gotta make sure to get that on the top side of that bracket. And then we'll pull it down the rest of the way. Just like that. Go ahead and put this bolt back in. And go ahead and loosen the brake line bracket on the passenger side as well. Same deal, we'll tuck that underneath the sway bar. Start feeding that down. Once we get it down so far, we'll lift the brake line over the bracket. There we go. Go ahead and reinstall this bolt. So with both of these brackets on the rear axle, we can now put this up in place and get it bolted on. Now you might have seen some other photos and stuff like that where you're supposed to have some extra rubber bushings that go here on either side. I think Toyota changed the way that they're sending this out and you don't need those anymore. So this will go right in position and bolt up without those. So just put it up there, get the 4 bolts installed and tighten them down. We'll go ahead and tighten these down. Go back and forth. Make sure sure it's evenly tightened down. All right guys, with the rear differential skid plate done, that is a wrap for the Trailhunter skid plates on the 6th gen 4Runner. We got rid of those crappy plastic ones and now we actually have some metal ones that is gonna give us some protection. So if you guys are interested in picking a set of these up for your 4Runner, make sure to head over to YotaXpedition.com. Link is down in the description. If this video was helpful, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and we'll see you guys in the next one.